It's as close to time travel as we're gonna get. This week in music history with Marty Miller.
How are you doing? We're looking at the week of September 29th to October 3rd. We will hammer through this week in music history in less than 10 minutes. Talking about stuff like 1987, a beach in September, and a rather big band and a photo shoot.
We were just about to shoot and it rained. And this is English rain. And an English rain is more like a grey event.
1956 this week. You can't kill Elvis, they said. But they did. But it would all turn out okay.
Introducing Elvis Presley as Clint Reno.
And in 1995, Noel Gallagher was on a roll.
When I was writing the songs for that album, they were just coming so fast like that.
This week in music history with Marty Miller.
We'll start with the beach in 1987. And Pink Floyd this week gave us their 13th studio album, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. This was the first album without Roger Waters in Pink Floyd. Now, the album cover shoot featured 800 hospital beds dragged onto the sands in Devon, in England. Here's the man responsible for the whole photo shoot, Storm Thorgerson.
And I wanted to shoot it in LA, where the light would be better. Couldn't find the beds. So we had to do it in England, and we found 700 wrought iron Victorian hospital beds. And we took them down to a beach in Devon. The microlight is there in the flesh for learning to fly. The dogs are there in the flesh for dogs. And then there was a French maid. I'm trying to work out why the French maid was there. We were just about to shoot and it rained. And this is English rain. And an English rain is more like a grey event. So I had to cancel the shoot there and then, undo all the beds, all 700 of them, carry them back up the cliff, put them back in the lorries. Anyway, we did it 2 weeks later and it was fine. But it was a crazy shoot, seriously crazy shoot, and unbelievably expensive.
As this is a podcast, and podcasts get their inspiration from broadcasts, we'll nod this, I think. 1967. The UK's first national pop station arrived on the radio. BBC Radio 1 was launched. Tony Blackburn was the man at the desk and playing the records. He had been on the Pirates like Radio Caroline. The Move, Flowers in the Rain, was the first record to be played with an instant audience of something like 20 million listeners.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the exciting new sound of Radio 1.
As the first DJ on this pioneering new station, it was not long before Tony Blackburn became a household name.
I went in with the breakfast show and modelled it on what I'd been doing out on the pirate ships for quite some time, bringing about American radio into this country with personality and terrific jingles. And we did it. Enormous audiences. I mean, my first breakfast show on Radio 1 was 21 million. You know, every morning, 20 million, 21 million people, gigantic audiences. So immediately, within the space of a week or 2 weeks, you became a national name.
Former T-Rex frontman Mark Bolan was born this week, back in 1947. Sadly killed in a car crash 2 weeks before his 30th birthday. He even had his own TV show for a while. Very laid-back presentation style.
All right. Welcome to a new show called Mark. Could be a lot of new sounds, a lot of new experiences. The biggest and the best so far this week are an amazing group called Jam!
Meanwhile, this week, back in 1956, test audiences gave a negative reaction to Elvis Presley dying at the end of the film Love Me Tender. So they brought Elvis back to reshoot the ending. In the new ending, the hero lived.
And introducing Elvis Presley as Clint Reno, who loved his brother, but also loved his brother's girl.
Nobody asks why a woman falls in love and gets married.
You do. You ask me with every look, and you've got no right to think I was faithless.
Say you want your lover. Say you ain't laid awake every night by my side thinking of him. Wishing I was Vance.
Again in 1967, some thieves broke into Mick Jagger's London flat, stealing jewellery and furs belonging to his then-girlfriend, Marianne Faithfull. Also the same year, Mick and Marianne were in trouble with certain narcotics. Now, Marianne isn't talking about the robbery here, far as I know. Groovy.
It's not groovy to take anything. We should be able to be in a state where we don't need cigarettes or drink or anything like that at all, or marijuana. But something like LSD, if it wasn't meant to happen, it wouldn't have been invented somehow. I think it was important that I know so many people that before they took LSD were such a drag, and they took LSD and they really opened up, and then of their own accord they stopped. Nearly everybody has stopped taking LSD now.
You stopped?
I stopped, yeah.
1977 this week, the body of Elvis Presley and his mum Gladys were moved from the cemetery that they had been buried in to Graceland's grounds. Why? Well, somebody tried to body snatch Elvis.
They filed past the gravesite here at the Meditation Garden, where Elvis is buried now along with his mother Gladys.
This week in 1995, Oasis released their second album, What's the Story? Morning Glory. Here's Noel Gallagher on the hard work and the slog making those songs.
Wonderwall took 10 minutes, literally. Cast No Shadow took like 10 minutes. Morning Glory took about 20 minutes. It just, I mean, when I was writing the songs for that album, they were just coming so fast like that. We knew it was just going to be like the biggest selling album of this decade and the best album of this decade. I don't know where they came from, and to this day it still startles me. They were just coming out, man, and I was writing like a song, I was writing 2 songs a day, man.
2017 this week, Tom Petty was gone.
One more time to kill the flame.
Petty went into cardiac arrest in his Malibu home late Sunday night. He died Monday night, surrounded by loved ones and bandmates. His manager released a statement that read in part, "We are devastated to announce the untimely death of our father, husband, brother, leader, and friend."
And finally, this week in 1992, Sinead O'Connor cost the broadcast network in the States, NBC, a fortune. Why? She went on the telly to perform and then ripped up a picture of Pope John Paul II as a protest over the Catholic Church. The whole thing wasn't rehearsed, obviously. Stunned silence in the studio. NBC, the broadcast company, was fined £2.5 million for Sinead's actions. Just listen to this.
Of good over evil. Fight the real enemy.
And that is a look at this week in music history. That is the week of September 29th to October 3rd. My name is Marty Miller. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Zipping through a week in a matter of minutes. This week in music history, the podcast.